If you are on the TuneIn app, search for Heat 100 Radio. If you are on Facebook, you know where to go. Go live. SportsRap Podcast LLC is the group page. When I introduce my friends here today, they will give you all of their lives so you can catch up with them if you are not caught up with me. So, as I always like to tell you, you know I have some friends, and I have good friends. You all know that from tuning in and listening to me and seeing what I do. So I got another good friend here with me this morning, legend, and he hates when I do this, and I always pick with him when he's here. You see him, can't really say it. You see him, he's shaking his head as I do this right now. He's got the smirk on his face, so I'm gonna let him rock out today. I'm gonna be nice today. Blessed to have Ivan Robinson in the building. Like I said, the legend, good friend of mine in the building. He has a fighter with him today. We're gonna get to that fighter, and you know, the fighter was a little nervous. So, we're going to work that out like we always do. We're going to have some fun. We're going to ask some questions. We're going to get it done. And the young lady in the back, I like her. Because she was tuning him up, which I appreciate. She was tuning him up earlier. But she gave him some real good points. And, you know, she might have to throw a little questions or something in here in this interview or whatever. But we'll get to that nonetheless. So first and foremost, I got to give you some scores from yesterday before we rock out and get started. So in the NBA yesterday, you had the Brooklyn Nets defeat the Blazers 111-97. The Warriors beat up on the Timberwolves 134-114. Pacers fall to the Clippers 100-114. The Heat get by the Hawks 106-98. The Wizards fall to the Celtics 130-121. The Cavs get by the Pistons 102-94. The Grizzlies just get by the Knicks in a nail biter, 127-123. Sixers blow out the Orlando Magic, 133-103, and the Mavs fall to the Bucks, 124-115. In the NHL, the Coyotes fall to the Wild, 4-3. The Jets beat the Blackhawks, 7-2. The Kraken get by the Ducks, 5-4. The Canucks, 4-3 over the Sharks, and the Senators, 3-2 over the Kings. And of course, we had some football yesterday, and it was Thanksgiving starting week 12. We might be able to get to that a little bit later on, but more importantly, Philadelphia Eagles, Sunday Night Football. Closing out Sunday night, they get by the Green Bay Packers, 40-33. And a nail biter, if you will, for moments of that game, for stretches of that game. But nonetheless, that's your scores and your updates for right now. Like I said, if we have some time later on, we'll get back to the Eagles and maybe talk some Sixers or whatever. But now that we are definitely live, and you know where we are, so folks, tune in, and you know what to do. When you're here, shoot me a comment, wave at me or something, let me know you're here. And as always, I will acknowledge you all when I see your comments and everything chime in. So today, we have It's a Mighty Thing in the building. Ivan Robinson.
What up, Wayne?
The fighter in the building. It's his moment. The Showtime. So it's Showtime. Jayon Tinnin. Fight coming up December the 3rd at Grand Gesher Ballroom right here in Philly, South Philly. And when we get done, I'll give you all the information. I got it all written down. We also got the coach in the building. Coach, you can give us your name and start. We're going to spend these nights around when you're ready. You should be good there.
Yes. Good morning. This is Coach Derek Burney.
Okay, good there. All right, fellas. So listen, Mr. Showtime. Now that we got you here, and it's now Showtime. So, how long have you been boxing?
When I started boxing, I was 4 years old. I used to go to Champs Gym with my dad every day, watching a lot of like legends like Ivan Robinson himself. A guy named Jamie Showtime Stafford. I always gotta give a shout out to him. That's where I got my name from. Like I used to watch him all the time, and then like go home and practice like little bag at home and stuff like that. And my dad used to work with me every day. So I was 4 years old, just learning the game. Murder Teller, my godfather, watching him. So I always grew up around boxing.
Good, good. So you had some good backing there.
Yeah.
So some good people around. Of course, like I said, Ivan Robinson. I heard you mention Murder Teller. What sparked the interest, other than being around the company that you were around? what truly sparked your interest into wanting to step into that ring?
Like my pro debut, or just period?
Just period, yeah.
Like I said, it was always like in me. Like my family, we all was boxers, so it was just like me just being around it. The type of environment I was in, I'm from North Philly, so that's all like we grew up on, just fighting in the like on the street, like sled boxing or like just boxing period and stuff like that, and I just grew the love for it.
Cool. So, what was it like growing up in that type of environment?
It was rough. My dad actually moved me like at a good age because he was scared I was gonna fall victim like into that type of environment like where we was living at. It wasn't a good area to be around at the time, my age. You know, some people like once they get up the step, they just fall into like the street life and stuff like that. So he wanted to move me out of that. So that's what he did.
Okay. Now, was there any more pressure? Like you said, you were around those guys who obviously you were in the gym, seeing them work and seeing them work with other people. Was there any extra pressure on you as far as when you decided you wanted to physically start boxing as opposed to other people that were in the gym?
No, I wasn't no pressure. Like when I first got into it, I was always sparring like better guys, like as far as like people that was open class or like went around nationals and stuff like that. I always gave them good work. So by the time like I started getting better myself, I was like starting to like pass them guys. So like that's when I knew it was like my time to like really take it serious.
So with your coach sitting here, I'm gonna ask you this, coach. Well, working with Jayon, or we gonna go Showtime. Working with Showtime. How is it working? Well, better yet, if you could say one of the toughest things you had to deal with him as far as coaching and training, what would you say was the toughest thing you have to deal with
right now? Just keeping him focused. I think just keeping him focused on what he has to do and how he has to do it. I mean, I've had Jayon for a while. I had Jayon since he was like a puppy, but we always like to spat from each other. Then we come back together. Because I know his dad real well, so I took a liking to him, and then he took a liking to me when I was fighting. So that's how the chemistry came. And then after that, I got him when he was about 12 or 13, and by that time he already grew. So I'm seeing the fundamentals of the things that he's doing and how he's doing. He always had the momentum. He always had the luxury to do the things he had to do. I always really, till this day too, he still remind me a little bit of Pernell Whitaker because since he's a southpaw. He doesn't like to get hit. He's very flashy. He moves very well. He has great sense. His sense is good. He's very keen. He makes you miss. He can count. He does everything that we like to see when we was coming up. When Pernell was fighting. That's Jayon. Like right now, he been asking me to turn pro for like the last 2 years. And you, as a trainer, as a father, as a mother, as a parent, period, you just know when your kid is ready. And I know he been asking me like the last 2 years, like, coach, I'm ready to turn pro. I'm like, nah, you need more amateur fights. He like, nah, I'm ready to turn pro now. And he just kept bugging me, and I'm seeing him grow more and more. So I just was like, me and Coach Jerry was like, man, look, kid is 25 now. He's a young man. He ready to do it. If he's not gonna take off from here, then I don't know what to say. I had him a long time. And I think right now he's peaking. I mean, last week he peaked real good in the gym. I thought he peaked real well, and it was crazy because my dad is still with us too. My dad in the gym every day, and I went home with my dad. My dad was like, "Yo," he was like, "Showtime peaking." He was like, "If he was to fight tomorrow, it would be great." But he was like, "Got another week, so just calm him down, let him do everything nice and easy, and come Saturday he gonna be good." So I seen it. I know he ready. It's just that he's still a kid, I know he still got a little game in him. He like to play. We had fun talking and all that. He laughing and stuff. And sometimes he don't listen, but you know that's just how it is because he's a kid. He's still a kid.
Right. Anything you want to add, Coach?
Like Coach Mighty was saying that it's not too many things that he don't do. You know what I mean? What I like about him, I know you asked me what I dislike. One thing I like about him that's very good, he listens. You know, he's mature enough to listen, and by him listening, you know, he's able to pick up on things. And as Coach was saying, he was grounded in boxing, you know, from a young age. So now he's at that age where that maturity, as far as listening, can take him a good, you know, long way. So, you know, I don't really see too many negatives about it. You know, he pretty solid. So that's what I like about him. You know.
So Showtime, how would you best explain you knowing the feeling that you wanted to turn pro? Like Coach Mike said, you was bugging him for a while, and I feel like that's natural. Since you was around it all that time, you working, you doing what you're doing. It's natural to say, look, let's do this. You know, when do you think you truly can say was the defining moment when you said, no doubt, no second guessing, this is what I want to do?
Like, kind of like, well, first of all, I just had my son, so like that was always like my motivation. He's 1 year old now, and then like I said, like when I was sparring with like guys that was like the top level, and I'm giving them good work, I knew it was my time. And then like certain like situations just gave me that barrier, like just to jump in the deep water and see if I could swim or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I took it.
Okay. So this fight coming up is your
My first professional fight.
first professional fight.
I had 6 amateur fights.
How do you feel
I feel great.
right now? So we what, 5-6 days away?
I feel great. I'm ready. Like if the fight was today, tomorrow, I'll be ready. So
You sure?
yeah, I'm positive. I've been waiting to get in there.
We definitely gonna check back in. So, how was it working under Mike? Is he demanding? And I'm not gonna go the other route because I know that's not him. So let me just say it that way. How demanding is he of you when you're training?
He real strict on me. He real strict because like I said, it's more so like we like a family type of thing. He watched me grow up, so it was like he always gave me like that father structure as a dad, like watching like I'm his son. So I'm saying, so it was just like he always made sure he stayed on me. I used to watch him spar when I was 4 years old, so I got a picture of him sparring and me by the ring when I was 4. So we always had that family bond. So you know it's gonna be like more strict. He gonna be more hard on me. Especially he always used to tell me like you got it. You just gotta take it serious. And he's like, you got a lot of talent. Don't waste it. So he always made sure he was on me.
So both of your coaches sitting here with you today said that they like a lot of things that you do. They basically both said that you can do just about everything. What's one of those things that you think you do best?
My defense. My defense. I feel like cause I watch a lot of Pernell. I watch a lot of Tevin Farmer. I just like the little slick boxing they do, and I study that. Like when I study something, I go in the gym and I practice it, whatever, and I get it. And I'm a natural too, so it's just all just natural. And my mom too, she always like, you better not get hit. So yeah, that's why I always like. My mom see me get hit.
That's real good motivation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's them
That's
three.
real good
Pernell,
motivation.
Tevin, and my mom. They make sure like my mom, she not play me like getting hit. She not play like
But
that.
you know that's also part. That's also just the mom.
Yeah.
You know that.
So yeah.
I'm sure she understands.
Yeah.
If you get in that ring, it's going to come a time.
Yeah, it's
when
gonna
you're
come a
hit.
time.
It's going to happen sometime
Yeah.
at some point. But that's just a mom. Look, you don't hit my baby.
Yeah.
And you get in there, you better
Yeah.
not get hit. You better do what you need to do.
Yeah.
So,
Facts.
looking forward to this fight. What's your approach now, Monday? What do you expect your approach to be if it changes any, let's say, Thursday or Friday?
Just to stay focused, stay relaxed. I wouldn't say it's pressure, but it's pressure because it's like I got a lot of people depending on me, and
Welcome to to the club.
and it's just like, you know, I don't know, there's a lot of people depending on me and stuff like that, so I wouldn't say it's pressure. So like I just try to block everything out and just focus on my performance and how I'm gonna get this guy out of here pretty much. He's a
That's
tough
today.
opponent, yeah.
Alright, now, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward, let's say Thursday.
Mhm.
How do you think your aspect would change come Thursday? If it does change any?
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, I'm charged up right now, man. I just don't know. I'm ready. I'm hyped, real amped up about this. So, like I said, I just want to stay relaxed. Even though I am hyped and, you know, excited, I just want to stay relaxed, and that's the main thing. Just relax and like I'm not nervous at all, cause like I just always felt like I was made for like big ones.
Yeah.
Huh?
My man said it was
No, honestly, like all my fights, really, I don't get nervous. Like come fight time, it's when I gotta spar is when I get nervous. I don't know why, but.
So, I'm gonna respond to that, and I'm gonna say this. And I saw your coach look at me. Your other coaches sit here. As a former athlete, we'll sit, and I love the confidence. You're supposed to have that confidence. I love that. And me, the same way, playing basketball. I'm good. You know, people's like, oh, you getting ready to go to college, you won't. I'm good. It's what I do. I play basketball all the time. It's what I do. Sitting in that locker room, that first game, I'm dressed. And I look up, everybody walking out the locker room. It's game time. Everybody walking out. I'm still sitting there for a minute, like, this shit getting ready to happen.
Right.
It's getting ready to go. So, it affects people in a lot of different ways. And like for me, it was like once I said to myself, well, what's getting ready to happen, let's go do it. I was good then. But you gonna feel it. It may not bother you at all. But it's just a natural instinct.
Absolutely.
Especially going into your
like,
first one.
I'm just saying like previously, like in my other fights, I never was nervous. It's just like when I gotta spar, that's when I get nervous. I don't know why, but when I spar, that's when I get nervous.
And also, let me ask you this. So you say when you spar, you get nervous. Now, with everything you just told me, you got people depending on you. It's gonna come.
Yeah.
Because the word that you use, there's no pressure. That pressure is gonna be there. And like I said, it's good. That's natural pressure. You want that pressure. Like I said, especially going into your first one. And it's gonna be different. You know, I mean, I'm a little different sport ever, but
I think for me,
it's gonna be a little different.
I think for me, like why I'm not as nervous, I should say, is because like I know I put the work in, I trained hard, and I know I did everything I can to prepare myself for this fight. So like now it's here, I just let it all spill. Like I don't. That's why I feel like I'm not nervous. I feel like I worked harder than my.
That's one thing I like about this kid.
Yeah.
He never is quiet. He always got an answer. Always.
That's good. That's good. So we're gonna take our first break for a quick minute. We're gonna let Showtime get his bearings back. When we come back, we're gonna get into some more boxing stuff. Folks, you are tuned into SportsRap right here on Heat100Radio.com. Facebook Live SportsRap Podcast LLC. Stay tuned. We will be right back in just a couple seconds, folks. Stay tuned. That was good. That was good. But I got this call, and the gentleman that I'm speaking with right now is a Philadelphia favorite, former Philadelphia 76er, one Jayon Jones. So, Mr. Jones, can you say good morning to everybody while I got you on the phone?
Good morning.
So I am actually, this is a great day for me. I'm going to cherish this day. I'm sitting in the building with Ivan Mighty Robinson, one of his fighters, and I got Jayon Jones on the phone. It doesn't get no better than this. Doesn't get any better than this. So I understand, like I said, great shout outs to Joe Richmond, the ambassador of basketball for the Delaware Bluecoats, who presented the information to me. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend your book signing, but tell us about the book and everything that comes along with the book.
Well, it's pretty much bio, pretty much about my life. You know, a lot of kids normally grow up and think that, you know, they know about all black police and things that I experienced growing up were real big deals for us athletes. And if you read the book, you have to watch real big and adversity childhood experiences, which was a lot of the things that I went through growing up. So it's just pretty much a book that, you know, we talk about my past, making it to the NBA, and even, you know, things that happened after the NBA, and things that I'm doing now. It's pretty much what the book's about.
Okay, cool. So what actually inspired you to do the book? And I'm sure you probably mentioned that a little bit in your answer, but what initially inspired you to write the book?
It's funny, man. I've been writing books for like 15 years.
Wow.
My sister was like, bro, you need to write a book, bro. You need to write a book. And it came to my attention when, you know, I started working with a lot of professional athletes, helping them transition out of sports. And I actually had a speaking engagement, and I was speaking, and I was really inspired by the reaction that I got.
Okay, cool. So, okay. Well, hopefully we'll try and get him back. If not, I will definitely give him a call to get him in studio. We can get him in studio. But now that we are back, let's see here. Save that. Then we're gonna come back. So, folks, now we are back. And we still got Showtime in the building. Still got Ivan Mike in the building. Still got Coach Eric in the building. We got Ivan's daughter in the back. That's my dog right back there. I see her all in it. She's all with me and everything. And like I said, when I saw her prepping Showtime before we came on air, I thought that was great. I felt like it was really impressive. And it showed me everything that they've been talking about. If you haven't been listening, if you haven't been tuned in, almost everything that they mentioned, the word family, sometimes somewhere came in that dialogue. Whatever they answered, whatever they responded to, Showtime, family, sometimes came in. I'm gonna take this call back real quick and answer this. Yes, sir. Yeah. So thank you. I do definitely appreciate you calling in. So I have your number. When will the next time you will be in town? I would love to possibly try and get you up here in the studio and sit down and talk to you at length about the book.
Well, I actually live in Havertown, man. So whenever.
Okay, that's definitely a blessing.
I leave here Thursday. I got to book a Saturday, Cocoa, Florida, and Friday, Orlando, and then actually Georgia LSU championship game on Saturday.
Okay.
So I'll be back here. I live in the area.
That's great. Definitely. I totally appreciate you folks. So I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, Jermaine Jones. Folks, Jermaine Jones on the line. And like I said, we made the connection. We're going to get him in studio. Definitely appreciate you taking time out of your morning. Safe travels to you. And where can we get the book?
The book is on Amazon. The name of it is Last Man Standing Behind the Game.
Got you. Appreciate that. I'm gonna put that out before I close out. Last Man Standing Behind the Game, Jermaine Jones, folks. Check it out on Amazon. And again, appreciate you calling in. And we're gonna get back to the video. Thanks again, Jermaine Jones. All right. All right, folks. So sorry about that little break in, but Jermaine Jones, like I said, I'm having a great day today. I'm loving this day. So my week is gonna start off. My week is starting off great.
Good.
Other than me waking up with the company I'm in right now, the phone call we just had, my day is actually going to be a great day, and I'm not going to let anybody steal that shine from me today. So, Mr. Showtime, what do you expect on Saturday? Do you expect a rough fight? Do you expect the easy fight? And I'm kind of trapping you with the saying, do you expect the easy fight? So,
I'm not gonna get into details with my coach right here. He always he always be getting on me about me talking my talk, so I can't really say too much.
You can say what, yo, this is your time to
Absolutely.
shine. You do what you
But
want.
no, the guy who I'm actually fighting, he actually a tough opponent. I seen him fight. I gotta give him his props. He fought like tough opponents and he stood all 4 rounds with them. So I'm looking to stop this guy. Hopefully I can. If not, you're gonna see me just relax, moving, boxing real good. My left hand, it's a dangerous left hand. I'm hoping to get him out of here with this left hand if I can.
I knew it was coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, like I said, you have to love the confidence. I think any athlete should have that confidence where you go into things and you say, I'm going to win or I'm going to succeed. And you know, I love that. So, with this fight, this being your first fight, what are your intentions? Do you look to eventually attain a belt and possibly move up? Do you want to stay in the same weight class?
Well,
Any thoughts about that?
this weight class, I feel like it's kind of comfortable. I mean, this is my first time. I'm looking for a title shot early. That's just how I am. My coach is not gonna like it, but that's just how I am. I want all the big guys, all the big fish. That's what I want. I'm a gambling type of guy, so you know, it's 50-50. It's like him or me. That's how I get in there and think all the time. And I just feel like with my skills, and I feel I can go far. You know what I'm saying, it's just the experience part. Experience is the key, but I just feel like I'm over like all these guys that's in this weight class.
Okay. So Saturday's here. You step into that ring. You see everything that's going on. You feel it. The adrenaline's flowing. Now that I'm sitting here talking to you, the confidence is definitely flowing. You don't like to get hit. Family doesn't want you to get hit. Putting you in this position right now. You get hit for the first time. And I want you to look at the big picture. I don't want you to look at it just in general getting hit, because you do spar, so you get hit sometimes when you spar, when you train, stuff like that. Now, like you said, this is your first professional fight, so it's a lot more on the line. Okay, for that 3 minutes, every time that 3 minutes is you and that person standing in front of you. Coach is in the corner, he can't help. Family in the stands. Mom tell him, don't hit my baby. She can't help you.
Absolutely.
You get hit that first time. If you could imagine, what would be your reaction and what would be your counter reaction?
Take these gloves
This is the thing. You know, like I actually been hit a couple times, like with good shots.
Now, like I said, you just said it.
Yeah.
You've been hit with good shots.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Take that out.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Now,
all right, so
now it's a purse.
right.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's a purse for you, it's a purse for him. So, let's just bet on the line. You like a game, it's money on the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get hit for the first time.
I feel like I'm gonna just try my best to stay composed, like just stay relaxed. Like I watch a lot of Floyd and a bunch of guys, and like seeing them guys take punches and stuff like that, they always kept the same face and made sure they stay relaxed even through pressure. So, but I feel like, you know, life lessons teach you that, and you know, just me going through certain things. Like my biggest test I went through, and I stayed the same. I didn't panic, and that's how I get through everything. Just don't panic.
So, let me say this too. So first of all, we got Kashif Abdul Rashid, thanks for tuning in. Frank and Milligan, thanks for tuning in. Now, you say that, and I appreciate your honesty and your answer. Mighty probably gonna look at me and laugh when I say this. But you know what that brings me to? Brings me to that world famous quote from you know who.
I ain't even gotta say nothing. I already know what you gonna say.
Everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is like I said, because the levels change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I said it's worldwide because that's something that you can incorporate in all facets of life. But especially in that boxing ring. And like I said, when Ivan was here before, we talked to another fighter and we said that. We said, listen, you can go through all your training, you can do whatever you want, you can have all the confidence in the world. When you get in that square, for them 3 minutes, it's you and that person in front of you. It ain't no looking back. It ain't no timeout like in other sports. Yo, it's getting a little heated. Let's take a timeout, slow this down. Nah, you in there until that bell rings. Right? Let's say things start to turn a little bit. Okay? And he's a little bit more aggressive than what you expect. What do you do then?
I mean, that's what you training camp for. We prepare for everything, going forward, going backward. So, like I said, however it turn out, I feel like I'll be ready for it, and I can always adapt to any style, anybody. It don't matter if they coming forward or I'm coming forward. I just feel like I can adapt to anything.
So, let's see, what else can I ask you? You know, the confidence, like I said, I love the confidence. You've been working again, you got 5, 6 days.
5 days, yep.
5 days. The countdown is on. And I know a lot of people are expecting a lot from you. And I say that because of the lineage in the company that you were around the entire time. Again, with your coaches, do you feel some of your confidence comes from your coaches and who they were and how they train, or is it just all you?
Yeah, they definitely play a part, but I think I came in the gym with this type of confidence. Like I don't know, I feel like I'm highly favored, so I just, God on my side, I just feel like nothing can, defeat me. So I just walk in with that mindset and go in.
Cool. So are there any moments from you that you dislike about training with your coaches? I know I asked them, is there anything that you dislike?
I don't know. Actually, they helped me out so much. Like I said, a few months ago, honestly, a few months ago, I wasn't in this mindset. Like I wasn't, I wanted to turn pro, but I knew I wasn't ready just because stuff that was going on outside the gym. So just coming in the gym helped me, take away all the other stuff. So they helped me stay focused and, get to
anything besides the mindset?
When they tell me do extra stuff, like extra push-up, extra sit-ups.
I knew it was, like I said, you forgot I was an athlete too. I knew it was something there. Because every athlete has something that they don't like that they
before,
coaches make them do.
I used to like it, but now that everything, I think because this fight is close, everything is just making me mad now. So it's just now I'm just heated about everything. So.
But let me say this to you. Also, as a coach, as a player, former athlete, and also being a coach, when they put that type of pressure on you, it's just like Mighty said earlier, they see something in you.
Yeah.
And they want to catch it in the early stages so that when it begins to blossom, you're already prepped for it to blossom. There's a lot of times, and I've seen it in different sports, where kids come in and young men come in and want to play a sport, and the coaches begin to train them to do something that they're not used to doing, they're not accustomed to doing, and then they don't show. Difference with you and your situation, and I said this to his other fighters too, difference with you and your situation right now. You have the tutelage of professionals that have done it, that have had major success doing it. So it doesn't get any better than that. So it's not like you just going in a gym and you got a coach, they working with you, and you going to turn pro. No knock to other coaches or anything like that. But what I need you to do is what I want you to do is take full advantage. And I'm not saying that you're not now, but maybe after this first fight, going into your second fight, you might get it. And also because you grew up in it, so it's going to might take a little bit longer. But at some point, only you will know when you're going to truly appreciate the talent that's being passed on to you.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you watch them. Now it's a difference from you watching them, growing up watching them. Now they're doing it and showing you how to do it. And the difference is, certain moments, any given moment, possibly, they can step in the ring and throw the gloves on and say, look, I'm gonna knock your head off. You know, and that's a blessing that a lot of fighters don't have. A lot of fighters don't have that family.
Yeah.
They get to people and then they say they created a family from working, but you got it from the mud. You know, so I want you to appreciate that. Like I said, I'm not saying that you don't, but I want you to appreciate that. I see your coach there shaking his head because he knows what I'm talking about. You got people behind you, and your aspect of looking at it is, I got people depending on me, and now I got my coaches depending on me for what they show me what I need to do. When all that's over, Saturday night, when the fight is over, maybe Sunday morning, whatever the outcome is, I guarantee you, some point Sunday, maybe that morning when you get up, at some point Sunday, you're gonna have a moment and you're gonna reflect on everything that you did to get to that point. And it's gonna be more heartwarming, it's gonna be more intense once you go through it. Like I said, your confidence is sky high right now. You going into it, that's the adrenaline and everything. Like I said, that's a great thing, it's a good thing. Once you get in it and get through it, it's gonna change a little bit. It's gonna change a little bit. But you got the right people with you. And they gonna keep you focused. So you shouldn't slip. The only way you gonna slip is if you slip.
If I slip.
So, you know, going in to the fight, like I said, you got everything, people you have behind you, your confidence and everything is there. And I'm anxious to see you in action. I'm definitely anxious to see you in action. I also want to ask you, when you're training, what is your focus? I know you focus on what your coaches are telling you. So now that you're a week away, you said, you just told me you was using that anger. Are you visualizing what you could possibly be doing in the ring?
Oh, that's all I think about. I just think, like, even when I'm shadow boxing, I just see his face and, you know, that's all. I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait.
That's what's up.
Get in there.
Yeah, that's good, that's good. Anything else? Anybody want to add anything?
Yes, yeah, thank you. I would like just to add that, as you were saying and as he was saying, he has a supporting cast. You know, first I want to say, as he was shared early in the beginning of the interview, his father, who is behind him. Just having a father in your life, you know, me, myself, I didn't have that blessing, but nevertheless, I had coaches and my big brothers was more so a father figure. But as his father, also being his manager, you know, supporting his mother, supporting, yeah, that's the basis of it. But then with the boxing, and I humbly say this, with Coach Mighty and I, and also there's another gentleman named Josh, and also, you know, the gym that he trained at. He got a lot of people behind him, you know what I mean? A lot of people supporting, a lot of people wanting him to do his best. So just him having those people behind him, as you were sharing with him, that eventually he'll reflect and say, wow, because everybody don't have that.
Right.
You know, everybody, some have maybe one or either nobody. But when you have a whole cast of people behind you and have that environment, it allows you to grow. It allows you to be the best that you can be. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to give a shout out to those who's behind him. You know, that's not just well wishers. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people who grind when he roll up the sleeves. When you're in the gym, the guys like Mike and Lord, what's the other gentleman? Hemi, thank you. I want to give a shout out to them because they want him to win. So they in the gym rolling up the sleeves. They in the gym putting the hard work in with it. You know what I mean? So
we gotta give a shout out to Yana though.
Okay.
Sure, she in there every day. She ain't miss a day.
Absolutely. You know, so again, you got people, like I said, and I'm gonna put the name out there, Kingdom Boxing Gym, where he trained at. You know what I mean? You have the people that's in there, you know, they wanting to win. So they gonna be at the fight, screaming at the top of their lungs. You know what I mean? His people. So it's a beautiful thing, man, when people who wanna see you win. Right. You know what I mean? And gives you that strength to go. So I just wanted to, you know, implement Absolutely. That, because that's very important.
It's definitely,
you know, it's not about, you know, it's a team. It's right. a unity. So that's what we preach. That's what Coach and I, all the other coaches, like I said, his father, it's a union, it's a team. As they say, the team make the dream work. So we in it to win it. You know what I mean? So we put in the work, you know, with him. You know what I'm saying? So for us, that's a blessing too. You know what I mean? We want to see him rise. We want to see him reach the top. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, I thank God for the support that he has.
Absolutely.
You know, and I see that.
The other blessing is the fact that you have people that have done it. So your transition into professional boxing is going to be a little bit more comfortable. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, because it's different. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable, because now you got people that have done it that can show you what to look for in certain situations, and they can help you through those situations, and what they can say to you, look, this is getting ready to happen, how you gonna handle it? And you got them people that handled it, so that's another thing. Like I said, what Coach said, team, Khalif again said Team Kingdom, definitely, like I said earlier, when y'all use the word family, it feels like it means more than, like I said, when other teams use the word family. And a lot of times, like I said, it's the other teams, they have a fighter come in the gym somewhere, whatever, and they train now. It's family because he's been here with us so long. But in your instance, it's truly family, and that's a difference. And a lot of people, or the few people that have that, sometimes take it for granted and don't understand the true meaning of that family. Like Coach said, you got dudes that come in the gym with you every day, that's in there with you, sweating with you, wanting you to succeed. And it's genuine, because it's not like, look, Showtime, listen, go ahead, you want to the gym? I said, go get that work in. Maybe do a little extra today. I want to see you win. It's not that, and then you go out to the gym. It's they in there with you. You know, so it's like you turn around and you looking and you like, oh yeah.
And they all on me. So if it's not him, it's him, and then if it's not him, it's Josh. So it's like we all work together, and they all stay on me. They all want to see me win just as bad as I do. So
absolutely. So coaches, outlook for Saturday for neither one.
The game plan is just for him to go out there and be Showtime. You know, people who know him know what he's bringing to the table. People that don't know him, I think they're gonna actually see something spectacular. I mean, like he said, this is his first pro fight. He's fighting at home. He's fighting in front of all his fans, family, friends. He's gonna. There's no doubt in my mind. I know he's gonna show out. It's just the scary part of him showing out is that he get cocky at times. He, like I said, he's that virtual replica of Pernell. You know, he drops his hands. But he has all the talent. He has all the tools to be a world champion. And you know, to piggyback on what you said before, you and Coach said, they were saying to you, Showtime, you know, I don't. When it comes to this, I don't pull no punches. Yeah, it's definitely something that you're gonna be great at. But me, as being a fighter, I think what hurts can hurt you, that I won't let hurt you, is that people gonna look at you different because you're a fighter. And the way they're gonna look at you different is because you have two coaches in your corner that done it, like Dwayne said. I've done it, and Coach Derek done it. You know, me and Coach came up together. I just went a little further than he did. So when that total pull right there, people definitely gonna hold you at a high regard because of who your coach is. And you know, at the end of the day, that stuff don't mean nothing to me. What matters to me the most and what means the most to you is that you know, you be champion, you win, and you come out looking good because I can't have you going home to my. I can't what? Oh, back to what you say? Oh, don't cry. Hey, but if I cry, it's coming from a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? That's a great thing.
That's part of the reason why every time he's here, I mess with him. Like, I call him legend, and he knows it, but he's so humble that it is sometimes stunning, you know. But I also think it's a beautiful, beautiful quality. Not to say you're a beautiful man, but it's a beautiful quality. You know where I'm getting at. It's a beautiful and amazing quality that a lot of people that we could sit here and dispute, discuss, and say are on his level from his history don't have. So I think that's a blessing, and I appreciate you for that. Like I said, that's why I mess with you when you come out time, because you're so humble. But like I said, your humbleness is genuine. You know, and I know everybody that's around you definitely appreciates that. So, my homie in the back.
Yes.
What's your outlook for Saturday?
Oh man.
Hold on, let me stop before you let her. She worse than me. So hers might be worse than mine. I just wanted to warn you. Go ahead, she can talk now.
No, I definitely know he's gonna come out with the win. Like I said, I've seen him work every day. Been there with him every day through it all. So I know what he's capable of. And like they said, I see the potential. I see him going far. So I know he'll come out with the win for sure.
You know, like I said, you know, it's confidence, it's family all around, and you know, it's a blessing again. And again, you know, I look forward to seeing you succeed. You know, like I said, your confidence is one that's going to help, and with the backing that you have, is definitely going to add to that as well. So, Mr. Showtime, hitting at 12 o'clock. I got plenty of time. If you guys want to hang around, we can talk some Eagles, we can talk some Sixers a little bit. Before we do that, while we got you right here, give everybody your social media where they can find you.
You can follow me.
You and get in touch with
Follow
you.
me on the real Showtime _ I think that's all. That's all.
That's on Instagram.
Yep. The real Showtime _
You got like 3 E's.
No, I
about another guy.
Richard Drummond, my guy. Thanks for tuning in. So before we get into that, if there was any questions, anything you guys want to ask me, I always like to flip the script. Anything you want to ask me, Coach.
Anything I want to ask you?
You can ask me.
Okay.
How did you start this? Like all of this?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. It's funny. It's going to be funny when you hear the story. Typical guy, typical barbershop dude. Sitting in the barbershop, you have the bar and all the fellas, and we talking sports. You know, everybody don't like the same teams. So I got friends that are Cowboys fans and Celtics fans, and we go back and forth and whatnot and whatnot. And it just happened to be one day, and my wife says to me, you know, you should start a show or something like that. And I found out about another radio station that was having auditions. I went, they didn't have a sports show, and I started it. Time frame with the other station didn't work out, so I came here. I've been here for 8 years, and it's just something that I do all the time. You know, I like doing it. It's something that I did in my spare time, so I figured might as well make a hobby out of it and do it and let people hear my voice. Also, I feel like our take on sports is a little different. I try to bring the business side so people that are tuned in understand why teams make certain moves and things of that nature, why certain things happen behind the scenes. And I also like to give it to you from our point of view.
Okay.
Everybody can't go with the Skip Bayless and Nick Young, you know, not Nick Young, but the other guy and all that, you know, and the TV guys, you know, they get stuff and they can only say certain things, they get limited. Me here, I'm gonna give it to you straight with no chaser. You know, and then like I said, on a level that like I'm talking to my folks in the barbershop.
Alright. So you still cutting hair or not?
I cut hair from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the thing with the cutting hair was I was in between jobs, and I had been working since I was 14, 51 now, so I had been working since I was 14. I was working for a company, they folded. I did 2 weeks, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. I was so used to working, so I ended up going to barber school because I ended up spending my time in the barbershop when I wasn't working. And then I just thought about it. I said, yo, I'm in here all the time. It's like, why am I not doing something? I'm just standing there. I could make $2,000 when I'm in, and that's where I started with that. And then I moved on to another job after that. But it was one of those things that I said I was always working.
Okay.
And that short time, that 2.5 weeks out of work, was like I felt like I was putting things back together. And then, like you said, I took that moment and realized, yo, like you in the barbershop every day. I would go out looking for work. Before I would go home, I would swing past the barbershop because that's where I was comfortable. I knew my homies was there. We could talk, and I could take that load off of not working, not doing what I was used to doing. And then, like I said, it just clicked one day. It was like, yo, like you in here every day, you might as well make use of the time while you're here. And then I went to school and I did that.
I was in the cutting hair and stuff at one point. I was.
And I mean, I look at it like if you in the hood, you got Mr. Johnny in the hood. Mr. Johnny a plumber by trade, but Mr. Johnny also take care of everybody in the hood. So it's kind of like that for me.
I had stopped cutting because I was cutting my friend hair, and I had took the guards off. I was done the haircut, but I had took the guards off. I felt a little bit comfortable, so I just took the guards off. As soon as I touched his hair, I gave him a little nick. That was it. But he didn't. It was crazy. He had school the next day, so I guess like when he went home, he kept brushing it. But he kept seeing a patch there, so he like, yo, what's this? So he like, man, you nicked me, man. I ain't even write it down.
He told me it was his birthmark. So question, that's great. You say you've been established for like 8 years. Cool. Do you see, I mean, it seems like this is working for you, and it's a good thing because you allow just people who wouldn't have the opportunity to tell or showcase their talent. Do you have any growth in reference to you would like to do more with this subject? No, that's okay. Like, do you have, would you like to do more with what you're doing? Do you have any other aspiration, dreams that you want to take this to another level?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
Definitely want to take it to the next level as far as monetizing. I have been branching out more than I used to.
Good.
I made some connections, so like I said, things are working out. Like the connection with Jermaine Jones, that was through another connection.
Awesome.
And it was one of those things where I was invited to his book signing, but I humbly was like, I can't make it because of my work schedule. And then he was just like, yo, like, can he come up Monday? And I was like, I kind of got somebody in, and then they just worked it out. Well, I'll have him call, and I thought it was going to be both of them on the line, and he just let him call. So I definitely have to make a phone call when I leave out of here today.
Great.
But yeah, definitely want to move on and expand. When I got into about year 4 or 5, I used to always post. I would post this picture once a week of the empty ESPN set. And that was like one of my dreams. Wow. Still part of my dreams. But I think from knowing some people that I met along the way and knowing the things that they told me as far as the TV thing, I more want to stick with the radio. I think I would be more comfortable. I think I would have more freedom in the radio because, like I said, with here, and I said this to somebody before, they were like, really, that's how? I said, yeah, like what it is I said, people don't seem to understand. When you watch those mainstream shows, they have production meetings and all that kind of stuff, and like what they do is they bring topics to the table, throw them in the middle of the table, the guests and everything. The host, they pick whatever they want to talk about. But then when they go to talk about stuff, they kind of get that censor bug played with, where they can only say certain things. Or they can go close to the line, but they can't even get to the line and go over. Here, I'm pretty much my own man. So what I like to do is whatever stories I bring, I make sure I read everything
Mm-hmm.
before I bring it to the table, and I tell everybody these are my opinions and my opinions only, whatever, you know, all the just like the Kyrie situation. I caught not a lot of flack, but I got a lot of dialogue from that.
Mm-hmm.
And for what I said, and what I said was, I think Kyrie's a great person. And everybody was like, well, he donated this and this and that. Why are they doing that? And I said, you gotta understand something. When you're at that level, it's a lesson that you can let you do. When you get to this level, when you get to that level, everything that you do and say is being watched, whether you believe it or not.
Exactly.
You got the right people around you, so I'm not worried about you. I always felt like Kyrie and a lot of these other stars need people around them that will say, yo, Showtime, don't say that.
Yeah.
Or don't say it that way.
They call them yes men.
Let me get you a publicist and then we gonna say it this way. I got what you saying, but you can't say it that way. Or I don't agree with what you're doing, Showtime. You might want to think about that. Like Coach said, the yes man. There's too many yes men around a lot of people. But again, when you get to that level, everything you do and say is watched. And the only thing I said about Kyrie in that situation with that movie, and I saw the movie, and I understood it. I said, but what I felt like was when he presented it, he shouldn't have said it. Because he was still at a press conference. He was still affiliated with the Brooklyn Nets. So it's like I always say, that big conglomerate, NBA, NFL, they gonna protect the house. So if it means you sit up there and you say A, B, and C, and the answer and D answer is for the NBA or the IBF, it's like, look, we gotta sit him down for a minute, we gotta shut him down for a minute. Best believe they gonna do that. And then you gonna have to deal with it and they'll whatever, but that's what I said about that situation. I said I feel like he's a genuine person, a good person. I said just some of the things that he does off the court strike me as weird. But basketball player, love him to death.
Yeah.
Person,
That's my favorite player.
I'm seeing more how genuine he is. Like I said, the 2 donations that he made to Shankola Robinson, the donations he made before to the Muslim school up in New York. Great person. He just needs more people around him to say, like Coach said, you don't need them yes man. Oh yeah, this is what you gonna do. All right, we got you. We got your back. No, have my back for real. And say, yo, listen, fam, you got what you saying, right? But think about that, because I could sit here and say almost whatever I want to say. Somebody might get wind of it, but if you at that level, it's mainstream. And like you said, on the internet, I think he should have just left it on his Twitter and not mentioned anything about it. You know, and that's the difference where I felt like with that.
So would you say it's a race thing with him or no?
As far as
like what
when
he
he
said,
got
like
suspended,
you felt like it was
I don't feel like it's much of a race thing as a lot of people believe it might be. I think it's back to what I said. The Brooklyn Nets realized that he said it in their setting, so they had to do something. I didn't agree with the 5-game suspension at all myself,
that was way too much.
but I just felt like that's the way they felt. Like they had to do something because he said it publicly in our facility or whatever, so they suspended him 5 games. I don't think it was right.
So did he say anything? I thought he just posted something like
he tweeted about the movie, and it's an anti-Semitic. And then when he was at a press conference, he mentioned it again. And like I said, he should have left it
Right where was that?
right there on his Twitter. Just leave it there, because he didn't say like anything about like it was derogatory or make any kind. He just said, listen, check out the movie Hebrews whatever on Amazon, and that was it. He just told people that it was a movie out, and you know, the people that want to have a story to write took it as thing without probably even seeing the movie. Now, if you see the movie is really crazy. I watched it twice. Hebrews to Negroes. It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime, and it deals with a lot of the crazy religious stuff, the stuff that happened to the Jews, and it kind of paints a picture of Israelites wanting to be here,
Yeah.
everybody else is here. And there's a lot of anti-Semitic undertones in the movie. But again, he never condoned any of it. He just was being Kyrie Irving on his Twitter, and he said, okay, check out the movie, which I also thought was fine. And I think that's where he should have left it.
Yeah.
When he brought it to that other stage is where the problem came in. So as far as, like I said, the Kyrie situation, I was not really comfortable. I mean, I'm glad he's back playing now, but I wasn't comfortable. But again, you know, a lot of people don't understand that when I say that to them. I said, but when you get to that level, no matter what, professional athlete, actor, whoever, everything that you do is being watched, whether you believe it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you want to accept it or not. Everything that you do and say is being watched.
So this the crazy thing. Like, why is nothing being said like about like the Jerry Jones picture?
You already know the answer to that question.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying, like, it's crazy how, like, for Kyrie mentioning something like that, and then, you know, he get suspended, but, like, you find out pictures like that come out with the owner,
Right.
nothing happens.
It's also part to do with the people that are running the NBA and Kyrie Irving's past.
Okay.
That's part of it too. Again, like I said, I felt like the Brooklyn Nets just felt like they had to do something. Just because of it was, you know, and to protect themselves. They felt like they had to do something, so they suspended. Which again, I think was bad. Like, you didn't even talk to him, but you suspended him. Then after the fact, you talk to him, and Joe Tsai, the owner, puts out, oh, I don't think he's anti-Semitic. He meets with Adam Silver, and he says the same thing, I don't think he's anti-Semitic. So, why was he suspended? And then later on, why was the indefinitely added on to the suspension? Now, it didn't turn out to be indefinitely or whatever, but, and then they made those ridiculous, you know, outlines or guidelines for him to come back to the team, which made no sense. And some of the things that was in there, like having him talk to the anti-defamation law group, that would have sent this in a whole different direction that nobody wanted it to go into. No, because you can't go talk to them, because they're only going to see what they want to see.
Exactly.
They're not going, even if you go to them with sincerity, it's the anti-defamation law group. They going to run with, he supports the anti-Semitic movement. And again, when you look back, he never said whether he supported it or not. He never said whether he agreed with anything in the movie or not. He just said, listen, where he's at as far as off the basketball court, listen, it's a movie, I think my people should watch, this is it, y'all should check it out. And then, like I said, because he said it, being where he is and everything he says and does is under the microscope being watched. Somebody went and somebody probably read the bio for the movie. Probably didn't watch it, they probably read the bio. And as soon as they saw, oh, there we go, we got it now. We got it now, anti-Semitic, we gonna use it. And to me, that's not him. You know, I never got that kind of vibe from him. I was close to him once when he was with the Boston Celtics and they were here. I got down to the floor close, chatting a little bit, whatever. Never got that vibe. And then, like I said, he was always been one of my favorite players. And watching him after that with the other donations that he made to different situations, the money he gave to the WNBA players, and I'm like, no, this dude's cool. He's just a little weird. You know? and I mean, and I say that jokingly because, like they always say, all the people that are like super smart or super talented always either do something or have moments where they come off a little weird. And like I said, that's, to me, that's Kyrie Irving. Hella talented.
Yeah, he very smart too.
Very intelligent, hella talented. I just feel like some of the stuff that he does off court are just a little strange. You know, like that one time he came back to Boston Garden, you in the building burning sage. Like, dude, they don't even allow smoking in the building.
And they allow him to do it.
Right. And you know, that's why I said, so like some of the things that he does off the court make me feel like he's a little off. But yeah, as far as a person, sincerity and being a genuine person, I think he's right there with the best of them.
I can't believe they team is like not where like at the top. I mean,
Wow, they got him and Kevin Durant.
that's
Yeah,
We should be at the top. We got
they
three.
got him, Ben.
yeah.
Who?
One thing happened.
Ben.
Ben who?
He coming up a little bit. He been turning up a couple games.
Yo, stick to boxing.
He's not gonna come through when it counts for them.
Right.
Not them.
And the problem, like I've been telling you, the problem with that team is you got two
They got no
dogs.
chemistry.
Like when he was here, everybody saw him play because this is the only place he's been other than there. You see him play here. They tried to put people around him to appease him because he won't shoot the ball. They put people that needed to be set up, so it made him comfortable. I got to give this person the ball to get his shots off. I got to give him the ball. Now you in Brooklyn. You got Kyrie.
Giving you the ball.
You got Kyrie and Kevin Durant. At any given moment, give me the ball out the way.
Right.
Either one of them. Give me the ball and get out the way. Coach said we need a bucket. Listen, I get a bucket. The problem becomes with him not wanting to shoot. Where do you play him? In key moments of games, he's probably going to be on the bench. I mean, you can use his defense,
Yeah.
but
I think they use.
you can use him for his defense, but when it comes down to it, where do you put him? You can't even honestly solidify him in the dunker spot because he might not go up and dunk.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like he
seen it.
just plays what he comfortable as like doing. Like he won't take the extra step.
Nah.
He just play his own game. I feel like,
Mhm.
like far as
Like-
like defense,
Yeah.
he can be the let out guy, whatever, stuff like that.
Like we talked about it here, and I wish my partner was here with Baldy. I'm sure he's probably tuned in. And one of the things he said about it was he said the difference is when the guys like Shaq and Chuck and all them on ESPN and with TNT talked about Joel and Embiid, you've seen the dedication, you've seen the difference. He took that not to heart, but he took it to these are dudes that was great, that did it.
I feel like they,
And
I
I
feel
know
like they be hating.
if I want to get to that level, I need to get there. But they give him all praise now.
Mhm.
I mean, they're going to pick with him now because he's been hurt.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to say he can't stay healthy. But as far as his play, they got a different outlook now. So he took it in a different way. I felt like, I've always felt like if Ben Simmons had took it that way, he could be close to where Giannis is.
Yeah, I think
'Cause
I
they
think
do the
it's gonna
same
snap.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
But the difference is, Giannis will go to the free throw line and miss 4. And that 5th and 6th time, he gonna step right up there like he didn't miss at all. Giannis will shoot that 3, brick it, airball it, and come back down. If it presents itself again, he gonna shoot it again like nothing ever happened. So I feel like if Ben Simmons had got to that point, he could be close to that. But like my partner said, he said the difference and the crazy thing with Ben Simmons is he's comfortable where he is with the accolades that he has. Defensive player of close to defensive player of the year, being an all-star. And what Baldy said was he said he's got the new suit and the fur coat and the shiny jewels, but he got on dirty shoes. And he said the situation with that, when you look at it, it's like anybody that comes in and sees him like that, they gonna look past the shiny jewels, the fur coat. Dude, your shoes is busted. In his mind, I don't care about the shoes. I got this, I got enough.
Right.
So my shoes are my shoes. I don't really worry about them. So it's kind of crazy. But that team is weird. Like, it's not much there. You got Seth Curry. But really, after KD and Kyrie, it ain't much there. It ain't much there.
So who you think taking the finals this year?
I don't know. I would like to say the Sixers, but
It's still early. Like PJ
yeah, it's
Tucker
still
said,
early.
we still
I
early.
think
They still in the
I know the
run.
Warriors not
I
winning
think
though.
What?
I think
No,
the
they're
East,
going to win.
The Warriors
gonna
not
come
even
back.
making
Watch
the
I
it.
playoffs.
think
Watch.
the East.
Watch this.
I think the East is gonna be tough. I think
Milwaukee got the upper hand.
Yeah, and I've been trying to tell people, like people arguing about PJ Tucker, the signing of PJ Tucker, and they saying he get 30 mil. He ain't scored in 5 games. Again, like we do here, you gotta look at. And I mean, I get what everybody says about that, and I have no issue, no argument with them. I get you. He's supposed to play basketball. He should score sometimes, right?
I'll get you a
Said,
little.
but he does things. He does a lot of things that don't show up in
On the
stat
book.
sheet.
Yeah, that's
Like a couple games ago, I think it was the Charlotte Hornets. He got a couple key offensive rebounds that gave us extra possessions.
He's supposed to do that.
He's supposed to do that. Right, and I'm just saying he's supposed to do that. Now, the other thing that I argue with people about with the PJ Tucker signing, if everybody says to me, oh, well, you could have signed this person, a younger person, and this person. And I said to them, the way the NBA is set up right now,
Sound like Kevin Hart.
how many of those young players that you were talking about, they were talking about like the Kyle Kuzma types and one of the Mars twins,
Yeah, I thought
a couple
one
other
was gonna come
people.
in.
And I said, with the way the NBA is set up now, and those guys being younger, how many of them do you honestly think will come and play a somewhat limited role for $10 million a year?
I'm not a basketball player,
And,
but
and it was a
$10
lot of
million
names.
don't sound enough.
It was a lot of names that was like, and I was agreeing with that. I was like, yo, I said, I hear you. I'm not arguing with you about that name. And yeah, I said, but would he come here and play for $10 million a year? And still nobody was like, well, yeah, he would. And I don't think any of them would. And like I said, because of the way the NBA is set up now, you got dudes making 40, 50 million a year. And then you got guys that always get overpaid.
Yeah.
So like, and like I said, just the way it's set up, you get one of them guys that say, all right, I'm going into a situation where it's a winning team. I'm gonna have a limited role, and you want me to take $10 million when I feel like I'm worth at least 13. So I'm supposed to just leave $3 million on the table. So in essence,
I know John Wall
$9 million
crazy money.
on the
He
table.
didn't play a game.
I know.
But see, the difference with John Wall went into a situation where he wanted to be traded. But I applaud John Wall because John Wall handled the situation a lot more professional than Ben Simmons did when he said he wanted to get traded. John Wall basically said, look, I want to be traded. We not winning here. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to come to meetings and whatever. I'm just not going to play until we get a trade. And it worked out for him, which he was a professional and a man about the situation. Like, look, I'm going to be right up front with you. I don't want to play. But I'm going to do my job. And that was the issue I had with Ben Simmons.
Where he at now?
The Clippers. And that was my thing with Ben Simmons. It was like, dude, you still got a job. Like everybody, well not everybody, a lot of people overlook the fact it's like, yo, these dudes are professional athletes. They play a sport, whatever. I said, okay, but they got other stuff to do that's required as far as the job. And I'm like, that's your job. So people were talking to me about him, Ben Simmons getting fined and all of this. And I said, listen, take the money out, take the prestige out. All right? Then you work at a factory. You get paid for working a 5-day work week. Right? If I don't come to work 2 of them days, I'm only getting paid for 3 days. There's no way around it. And I think people get blinded or confused by the amount of money that's involved. And it's like I said, no, like, dude, they gotta go to meetings. Sometimes they gotta make appearances and all this other stuff. They have it's a job. Like you think it's just a sport because we entertained by it, but they have a job. Like they get paid. It's a job. So if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. You know, and I said it's a difference. They don't have like the regular job. They don't have paid vacation times or paid, stuff like that where I can say, look, I'm gonna take a vacation. No, they gotta request or wait time away from the team. It's different. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that, but I try to get people to look at it that way so they can understand. It's like, yo, dude, he didn't come to work. It's like, it's a legally binding contract. And I went even further and I said, look, the Sixers could be real downright and legal in their situation and they can take him to court because he signed a contract. It's a legal binding document. So you mad because they fined you didn't come to work. So we can find, like, we can take some of this money back. We can go to court and fight this and null and void this contract, and you get almost nothing. So, that's, but again, like I said, the Nets, I think the Sixers are still better off than where the Nets are right now. It's a lot of confusion up there. It's a lot of confusion. Like, Steve Nash is gone because they wasn't listening to him. And they wanted to be fired, and then they came back. They just back and forth. Like, and I always say I love KD to death too, but I feel like he gets hurt at some point every year, and you don't know when it's coming. And that's the sad thing. Like, hell of a ball player, love him to death, but like I said, he gets hurt Just like I feel about Chris Paul. Chris Paul is the same way. And Chris Paul always gets hurt in the playoffs or going right into the playoffs. He gets hurt. You know, which is crazy. And I was like when he went to the final, I was happy. But he couldn't even finish him out because he got hurt. So, you know, that's where that is. You looked at the Sixers roster going in and you felt like they made some strides, they made some things. One of the benefits that I think that people might say I'm crazy that are tuned in when I talk to people later. One of the benefits I think of these injuries now is that these guys that are playing are getting valuable moments to play. So that later on down the line, if and when they're needed again, they will be ready to play and Doc will have a little bit more confidence in them.
If Doc's still here.
If he's still right. If he's still here. You know, and listen to people and talk about that, everybody wants to fire him. One of the other things I say about that is I listen to everybody's argument. I don't totally agree with it. I say there's enough blame to go around. Always enough blame to go around. But one of the other situations I presented to some people, I said, so if I'm the coach and you're my player, and we in the timeout, and I say to you, look, Joey, I need you to give me a couple rebounds. Just stay in front of your man, be solid on D. That's it. You get fouled, take your time, knock down the free throws. If Joey don't go out there and do that, is it totally my fault as a coach?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
The players.
And that's right.
Players.
And right. And that's where
that's just like when I tell him
some
to stay off the rope.
Right. That's where some people don't fully get it. And it's like, yeah, but the coach should have made no. Coach's job is to put his player fighter in the best possible position to win or to succeed.
Right.
If that player go out there and don't do it,
that ain't your fault.
It's not the coach's fault.
Yep.
It's not the coach's fault. If I tell you to go out there, you get open, shoot the ball, and you get open and you don't shoot it,
that's on you.
Don't be mad at me.
Right.
It's like, man, you know, we was here publicly in school in the 80s. Look, you want to get in the paper, you gotta shoot the ball.
You got to shoot, man.
So I would tell people, look, if it come to me, if I'm wide open, I'm putting it up. If I got the opportunity to get a shot, I'm gonna get that shot. I'm gonna create a shot. You know, and it's not. And I had some people on the team. Look, I gave you the ball. You ain't do nothing with it. You got one more time. I'm gonna give it to you. If it come back, you know what that means. It means I'm not giving it to you.
Yeah.
That means you don't want it. Somebody open the door for everybody locked. So, yeah, with that, you know, and I think the Sixers will be all right. Like Mighty said too, it's a long season left. Like 20 games in, so it's like 60-something games left. It's a long way to go.
Panicking already now.
It's a long way to go. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be
I like the adjustment of Joel before he most recently got hurt, where he's starting to shy away from that 3-point line, working that mid-range. Now, I'm okay with you shooting 2, maybe 3 threes a night, but that's my limit. And the only reason I say the 2 or the 3, because the way they have him playing at the foul line, there might be some instances where a play may break down and he jumps out and catches it there. If he's wide open, I know he can shoot it. But I don't want no come right down and kick it right to you with the people line and you shoot the 3. I don't want that. Like I said, if a play breaks down and you gotta shoot it, or if you get in there, if you already there and you wide open, shoot it. But him shooting 4, 5, and 6, like I said a couple weeks ago when I was talking to my guy Richard, I said that's a number that bothers me. Him shooting 4, 5, 6 points, that bothers me. And he's shooting like 2 for 6, so it's not helping us. And you taking them shots, long rebounds that could end up being potential baskets on the other end. You see somebody, who's this? Oh, Claude Robinson. He says, I agree. Everyone blaming Doc, but he can't play defense for these cats, and that's our main issue. The players have to execute, starting with Embiid and Harden. The subs haven't been that bad to me. People calling for Reed when dude jumps at every pump fake. Yeah, you know, and it's crazy how people look at things and they say, well, the bench is not this and this and that. These dudes are gonna have to play at some point. At some point they was gonna have to play. And I always say to people, would you rather these guys get these heavy minutes now, or and have these injuries now, or in April and May? You don't want those injuries then, because then they nag in games and they extend into the playoffs.
Right.
And it decreases your chances with your full complement. So I like where they are right now. Like I said, I'm not panicking yet. I'm not panicking. I think DeAnthony Melton was a steal from the way he played in the last couple of games. And a lot of people were like, well, why they trade Danny Green? And Danny Green ain't played all year. And as I said to you, I said he tore 2 major ligaments in his knee.
Damn.
He's already old. So he wasn't going to play this season at all. So why pay him $10 million to sit on your bench when you need people that can get on the court and play? You know, if that's the case, like Deanna said, shit, that's the case, give me the $10 million. I'll sit on the bench.
She said it. I sure did.
I'll sit on the bench for $10 million.
I sure did.
The way the NBA is set up now, you can give me 3.5.
And I said,
Less than that.
Sit on the bench. Coach, look down.
I'll pass out.
D,
I
dude,
like
what?
water in the towels.
Go in the game.
Like,
Go in the game, dude. Like, no. Is my check signed? Yeah, the check signed. All right, I can go shoot some free throws. I ain't doing a whole lot, you know. But
She might have time to shine.
hey, man, I can shoot free throws. Like I said, I can shoot free throws. If I'm wide open, you best believe I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna put it up, you know. But as it is, the Sixers I think will be fine. You know, it's just a matter of time. But we all know, we all from the city, we all know how Philly is. We want the instant gratitude. As soon as something go wrong, fire them. You know, when they winning, yeah, we going to the Super Bowl, we going to the finals. These bums, they can't even stay healthy. You know, it's like night and day. You know, but the love is real. You know, and you can't. Like I was in Chicago a while back when the Phillies were making their last run before this prior run. And I'm in the bar and watching the game. They playing the Cubs, and I'm talking to the guy. He's like, "Oh, you from Philly?" I said, "Yeah, I'm from Philly." You know, he's like, "So how do you feel about that?" I said, "Look, right now, we good. You know, we rolling." And he said, "But tomorrow you'll probably be like, oh, they stink." I said, "No, I'm not one of those fans." I said, "But I know what you're talking about." I said, "In Philly, we want that instant gratification. We want everything to happen immediately. Like especially if we winning, we supposed to keep winning. Ain't nothing supposed to stop us from winning. And then when we lose, it's like, dude, I knew it was gonna happen, whatever." But I also told him, I said, "But the love and the knowledge of the sports is there." So that's why I think the fans are so hard and where they are on teams. But on a brighter note, we got the Philadelphia Eagles had that one-track game on Monday night, and I think they just took Washington for granted. Like they beat them once, and then they were playing with the backup.
I called that game.
And they figured, like a lot of people call that game. A lot of people want money on that game too. I lost about $50 on that game too. But you know, a lot of people want money on that game. But I think they found the quarterback. I like this progression. I need AJ Brown to hold on to the ball. 2 crucial fumbles in 2 weeks. Other than that, it's not much more. Like yesterday's game, in my opinion, brought you back to the first couple weeks of the season. They had them stumbles. They said they got by Indianapolis, and people were well, they struggled against Indianapolis. But again, like I've been saying since about week 3, the Eagles are now beginning to show you that they are becoming one of those good teams. And when I say that, I said they are teams. The good teams always find a way to win. Whether they got to squeak by and get a win, whether they got to suck it up and blow somebody out or whatever, they find a way to win. And that's what the Eagles have been doing. Aside from the couple blowouts they had, just like yesterday, they found ways to win. Ultimately, Aaron Rodgers got knocked out of the game. Trey Love came in and made that drive and got that touchdown, and then they came right back down and scored. You know, so they're showing me Richard Drummond says Hurts looks like the MVP of the league this year. We'll see what happens. he probably won't get it.
Nope.
But he is in the conversation, I believe. I won't go as far as saying he should get it. I definitely feel like he's in the conversation.
Right.
Definitely in the conversation. But the Eagles are showing me that they're a really good team. Let's see, Claude, he says, honestly, I can't take basketball real serious until late January. Yeah, that's the best time to take it. He said, as far as the Eagles, records mean nothing when it comes to division games. Like that loss to Washington is not as bad as it seemed to people, right? I agree there. We just have to respond and
They got Washington again?
No. Nope. They beat Washington once with Carson Wentz. Then they lost to him the second time. Let's see, 2 good wins, a big game against Tennessee and King Henry. Yeah, I hope they can get that win, Claude, as well.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah, they got 2 division games against the Giants and 1 more against Dallas. So they got 3 more division games to play.
But the team that I'm worried about is the Titans.
Titans.
Don't they play San Fran too?
No, they don't play San Fran this year.
They don't play. I thought they had San Fran on the schedule.
I don't think they got San Fran unless they play in the playoffs.
Well, they better look out for San Fran.
Yeah,
San Fran
is
is something right.
Man, it's gonna come through South Philly anyway.
San Fran gonna be like your first opponent.
I just don't. But the San Fran thing, I just don't trust Jimmy G. I just don't trust him all the way through. Yeah, the next game is gonna be a tough game.
Oh yeah.
I think them signings of Limbaugh, Joseph, and Dominican Sue. This is where the game where they gonna earn their money for signing, playing against Derrick Henry.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be the toughest.
That's the only thing that work on the run.
Our run game is horrible. Like our defense.
Their defense, right? That's why they signed them too. But Jordan Davis, the rookie, went out. He should be coming back, I think, next week or the week after that too. So that'll help. But
You think they gonna play all 3 of them at the same time?
probably not. They gonna rotate them. Yeah, they gonna rotate them. But you still gotta keep Fletcher Cox in. You still gotta find spots for Brandon Graham off that edge.
Yeah, that's my man. I love Brandon. I'm at the joke down at the casino.
Again, like I think the offense yesterday woke up, even though they did have some spurts. But I think they woke up. If you look at yesterday's game and then going back and looking at the Indianapolis game, where they didn't really have money penalties yesterday.
No, they didn't.
That was good to see. But in the 2 games, Indianapolis and then yesterday, it shows that they missed Dallas Goedert.
Oh yeah.
I think if they don't,
when he coming back?
I think he'll be back in another week or 2.
He won't be ready for Titan. He won't be ready
I
for
don't think
Titan.
he's gonna be ready for the Titan game. I think what the Eagles are probably gonna need to do is if they can't get to working with the kid that they just drafted, I would like to see Tyree Jackson play a little bit more, but he just can't stay healthy. I think they may need to look into another tight end to back up Dallas Goedert. Somebody that they can use the same way that they used Dallas Goedert, because like it was the perfect situation before they traded Zach Ertz, because like both of those guys did the same things. So you really didn't lose much when you lost Zach Ertz.
Zach hurt now.
Zach is hurt. He out for the rest of the season.
Oh,
So
wow.
now with the Eagles situation, when you lose Dallas Goedert, your tight ends are not what you really need in a tight end. So you gotta make do. And there's another reason why I'm like, hey, AJ, you gotta hold on to the ball. 2 weeks in a row. Crucial fumbles. I mean, the one yesterday, I think they could have scored before the end of the first half. Worse, it would have been a field goal kick, but you fumbled the ball. You know, I get you want to show your brute and want to get them extra yards, but gotta protect the ball. The running game is something that they established last year that I think they need to keep using, and it showed yesterday. We had Jalen Hurts had 157 yards.
He can't keep running.
He can't keep running the ball like that, no.
We got
Miles
anybody
Sanders
to
had
back him up?
137. Who, Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew.
Is he good?
But he's a typical quarterback, but he's not a mobile quarterback like Hurts is, so he can't really extend plays like Hurts could. I think I saw some rumors that they were thinking about possibly bringing back Jordan Howard. I think, and when I say that, and the signings that they made right after they got gashed by who was it? Choose for Washington, and then they made them signings with the defensive tackles. It's giving me all the remnants of the 2017 run. As far as the running game was okay, but then they made that trade and they got the big back Jayon.
Yeah.
And then they had another big back. They had J Train. They had another big back there too.
Talking about
Forget who it was then. It was before Jordan Howard, but it was another big back that they had. And they solidified that running game and made that run. I think they can use a guy like Jordan Howard for those 4th and inches, 4th and 1, when you don't have to sneak it every time. Also, when you get in the red zone, get inside that 5-yard line. You need that power runner. I mean, Miles is good. Boston Scott is good, but Boston Scott is small.
Yeah.
You need that big 6'2", 240 running back that can punch that in
Right.
from down there. But I think the Eagles will be fine.
Yeah.
You know, they 2 games up on Dallas, 3 games up on everybody else in the division. And it's crazy, but the way it looks right now, if the playoffs were to start now, the whole NFC East would be in the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole NFC, that's like the toughest
balling,
division.
man.
Like the NFC is back to what it used to be this season. Like you got the Eagles at 10-1, the Giants, the Cowboys are like 8-3.
8-3, yeah.
And then everybody else is like 7 or something.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
the Cowboys are 2 games out,
Yeah.
and everybody else is like 3.5 games out. And again, if it ended today,
Yeah.
Would they be the first seed though?
the
But
Eagles
they
would
beat-
lose.
they beat-
all the way through.
Yeah,
They
'cause
beat Minnesota too, so
Minnesota.
Eagles would get home field. Like right now, they would get home field all the way through. 'Cause they got
Okay.
the best record in the league. Yeah, they would get home field all the way through. I just want them to stay focused. I don't want them to get big headed. Like I liked some of the things they said after the loss to Washington, where they said, "Oh yeah, we needed that loss. I'm
Right.
glad we lost." And I agree. A lot of people was like, "Well, no, we said." I said, "Listen, coming from being a coach, I said sometimes you need games like
Yeah,
that.
you
You don't want them.
Right.
You definitely don't want them, but you need games like that, especially with the run that they were on.
Right.
You know, it was 9 games, and you had in that 9 games, I think they had maybe 1 or 2 real scares. Everything else was, all right, let's just get the ball back and we're gonna score and win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you need those kinds of games. I, for one, was never on the undefeated train when everybody started at like week 8 and undefeated. No, I said it's not gonna happen. You know, somebody said to me, "Why don't?" I said because worst case scenario, they get the opportunity to run the table. Some of those dudes are not gonna play late in the games.
Right.
If it gets to the point where week 16, week 17 don't mean nothing, some of them guys are gonna get rest for the playoffs.
Exactly.
So that's an
Right.
easy potential for a loss or 2.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I said, I just give it that, you know, and unfortunately they got that one against Washington. But the Eagles right now are tough. They can beat you in so many ways. Like I said, they got back to, I think, a lot of the things that they did early last night. I think they kind of got away from it against the Colts, thinking that they could just do what they do. Casual. Green Bay showed them in very early. You know, they jumped out 14, and Green Bay came right back. And I'm sitting looking at the game, and I'm looking at people, and I'm like, I'm not shocked. It's like, well, this is what I said, dude. I said, that is still Aaron Rodgers over there.
Yeah.
You know, and I said he ain't got the receivers and the team that he had. I said,
Still know
but
how to make it work.
Yeah.
it's still Aaron Rodgers over there.
Yeah.
You know, so he
Facts.
gonna make some things work, and he did until he got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and then they finally
Took him out.
bucked up and did what they needed to do, and got things straight. So, folks, we had some great dialogue today. I'm glad everybody that tuned in, got some great insight on Mr. Jayon Showtime Tinnin fighting this Saturday, December the 3rd, Grand Yesha Ballroom, 2308 Snyder Ave. Ticket information Tickets $55 for general admission, $75 for reserved, $100 for ringside, and you can be a VIP for a deuce for $200. Doors open at 6. The first bell is at 7 p.m. If you are not doing anything on Saturday, get down to Schneider Avenue. Check out Mr. Tinnin. Come support the team and come and see some good fights. You know, definitely feel like you will be entertained, and you might as well just go ahead out. You ain't doing nothing anyway. Just go ahead down there and get you some tickets. Get online right now, get you some tickets. Tell them you coming to see Showtime. You coming to see the show, and come on out and support this young man. You know, straight out of Philly, doing this thing. Great coaching behind him. Like I said, I've been saying it. Love his confidence, love his determination, his drive, and I wish him nothing but the best. Also, wish you guys all the best on Saturday. So one more time, Showtime, give everybody your handles on Instagram, social media.
The real Showtime with an underscore.
At the end, Coach Mighty, it's a mighty thing.
There you go.
Boxing, Ivan Mighty Robinson, Instagram. Coach, ain't social media for you? No social media. My homie in the back. Oh my goodness.
It's Deanna with 4 E's and 4 underscores.
4 A's and 4 underscores. And y'all know where to find me at SportsRap_D. Instagram and Twitter, right here on Facebook. SportsRap Podcast LLC is the group. The webpage, sportsrapradio.com. You can also catch the audio. This audio will go up probably tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest on Spreaker, also on iHeartRadio, Google and Apple Podcasts, and most of your podcast outlets. And YouTube, SportsRap TV. Get over there, like the page, like the videos that you like, subscribe to the page, and then hit that bell to make sure you are alerted when new video goes up. This video will go up probably the same time, Wednesday or Thursday. So stay tuned for it, and I'll definitely let you know when it goes up, and I'll tag everybody here in it so they can share it as well. Folks, as always, enjoy the rest of your Monday, the rest of your work week. Let's see. Sixers are in action tonight at home, back at home against the Atlanta Hawks. The closing out of Week 12 in NFL Monday Night Football still in the close. And I have to give away some tickets. Got some tickets for Eric Benet. Now, in order for me to give away these tickets, somebody has to tell me on the social media, and you know what I just told you, at SportsRap_D on Instagram, SportsRap Podcast LLC is the group page on Twitter. I'm going to post it again later, so you can tell me what record or records did Jalen Hurts break during last night's game. Give me that answer by 4 or 5-ish today. You will win tickets to see Eric Benet tomorrow at City Winery. And stay tuned.
Wednesday? Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday. And stay tuned. You will definitely have some more tickets, but you got to tune in. You know, got all my stuff now. Tune in to me, and I will definitely keep you in tune with what's coming up next from the City Winery. Thank you all for tuning in. Be great on purpose, as always, and I will see you all week on social media, right back here next week in studio. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to my guests for popping in with me.
Appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Yes, sir.
And enjoy
Great
Mary
time,
J.
great
Blige
time.
as we close out.
Yeah, I need to
Great job, good brother.
I need to stop.
Keep it 100 every day. Shot Timmons. Need the facts and stats. Who do you call? Bringing the fire, bringing the heat.